Hello, friends, and welcome to our Advent devotion, sort of talk time together. This year for Advent, over the next 4 weeks, we're going to be talking about the idea of home and what home means for us, what it looks like, what gives us those feelings of like warmth, and that's where we belong. And for this first week, because there's 4 weeks that we'll be doing this with, our first week I wanted to talk about people as home. When we look at the text in Matthew, which is what year we just started in the church season, it begins the entire book with a long list of people whom Jesus is related to, the people where he comes from. This long list of such and such begat such and such. And I won't make you read all of that, or I won't read all of that to you. You can read Matthew 1 to feel the traditional family lineage of Jesus. But it made me think, what is more important to us if we're starting a gospel than the people whom we associate with home? And maybe that's your family or friends, your chosen family, your church family, people who you look at and go, that person is my home. And so this is a view of the church you don't see very often. This view that I see every single Sunday. And usually what's filling each and every one of these pews is people. People who have stories, people who know one another deeply, who've raised each other, who've seen you since you were little, or who you've known since you were a little kid, people who you've seen walk into your life and teach you something. Each person holds a story. Each person holds their own long lineage of people. And every single one of those people who fills these pews can tell you people who make their lives home. And maybe those people aren't with us anymore, or maybe those people change throughout time. But one of the most important pieces when we think about home is the people who inhabit that space. Maybe it's pets. You can have pets that inhabit that feeling of home. But it's the beings that are with us, the beings that sit in these pews at the church are what make a church home. And so for this first week of Advent, when we think about our home, we think about people. And so I pray for you that you experience people, that you know who those home people are, that you can tell them that you love them, you can give them a hug, or you can remember the good times, those warm, fuzzy feelings that we get when we think about home. As we travel through each topic of the next 4 weeks, one theme that comes up is the people who taught us, the people who raised us, the people who we're surrounded with. So for me, the most important, just like the beginning of the Gospel of Matthew, the most important thing that we start with is the people who we are surrounded by, the people who came before us, the people who we love deeply and know so well that we consider them our home. With that, tune in next week for our next topic of home, and I hope that you and your home and your families have a blessed second week of Advent. Amen.